I'd like to introduce Sara Deskin, a classically trained musician and passionate art teacher currently teaching music and art grades 2 through 8 at Notre Dame Academy in Carmel Valley, California. For the past 7 weeks, Sara and I have been collegial coaches to each other as we have learned about Stephen Covey's 7 Habits. I have had the opportunity to get to know Sara as she has written about her learning, teaching, and practicing of Covey's 7 Habits. Sara sees the value in being proactive in her life. As a musician and athlete, she understands the benefits of having personal discipline in order to create what she calls impeccable habits. I've enjoyed reading in all of Sara's blog posts how she sees areas of growth in her life with each of the habits. On the habit of being proactive, she contrasts her developed discipline in her practices as a musician and athlete with her more on-the-fly approach to classroom and organizational planning, and is committed to making small changes to create that sense of discipline there as well. Her creative nature sometimes lends to working better under pressure, but she sees how being proactive in her planning practices will make her a more effective teacher and leader. On the habit of beginning with the end in mind, Sara says that at times it is difficult to choose her end goal. I see that as a tribute to her passion for what she does and her creativity in knowing that there are many valuable end goals. Currently, her goal is to hone her organizational skills and further create an organized and efficient classroom space. She has begun by making small changes in her classroom and has noted that her young students, keen observers that they are, have noticed these changes. Sara writes, "I watch to see if they feel comfortable, if they enjoy their workspace, and if it helps them to focus more on their tasks. I love that she takes the time to quietly observe her students and their comfort in her classroom. It speaks to her genuine care for her students and her knowledge that if they are comfortable in their classroom environment, their ability to learn will be greater." On putting first things first, habit 3. Like many busy teachers, Sara asks herself the question, what should I do first? Multiple times each day. With so many tasks to manage in her life as a teacher, a student, and an individual with a personal life, she has found learning about the habit to be very timely. Prioritizing has been her new focus, and she likes the results. Instead of making photocopies of materials the morning that she needs them for class, she has begun taking the few minutes at the end of the workday to tackle that task, which leads to some quiet moments of peace and focus before her classes begin each morning. Win-win. Sara knows firsthand the benefit of thinking win-win. Early in her career, like most teachers, she felt the need to prove herself, which quickly led to her carrying the world on her shoulders, feeling she had to take on every project offered to her and do it herself. It didn't take long for her to realize that her colleagues had a lot to offer in knowledge and experience, and that reaching out to them created a win-win situation for everyone, as she had a lot to offer as well. She fully enjoys exchanging ideas with other teachers and the fresh perspectives they offer. First, seek to understand, then to be understood. When it comes to this skill, which boils down to being a good listener, I think Sara has it handled. She writes, "If we truly make the time to quiet ourselves and develop our empathetic listening skills, we will be contributing to a creative, productive community of teachers and learners." She has been working on this skill with her younger students as they all want to be the best and have a habit of interrupting each other in their eagerness to share their ideas. She is working on a few team-building projects for her younger students to work together on so they can practice their communication skills. Sara seems also to have the habit of synergizing in her tool belt. She writes, "To create a synergistic work environment, I must create or participate in diverse teams, recognize the others for their contributions, focus on others' strengths instead of weaknesses, solicit others' ideas in a brainstorming session, and avoid stereotyping or labeling others." Early in Sara's teaching career, she learned the value of collaboration, and now she is passing that on to her students. For this habit in particular, she planned some collaborative STEAM projects for her 8th grade students. The projects had students focusing on listening skills and also asked them to reflectively write positively about what each team member contributed. I think that's a great undertaking for students at that age. Even though her skill level is that of a concert pianist and she has been playing for 30 years, Sara feels the need to continually sharpen the saw. She knows that without continual practice, her skills will suffer. Sara understands that she must also stay current with her skills, knowledge, and methodology as she teaches integrated lessons and includes science and music. As she writes about in her blog, she wants both herself and her students to be not just okay, but amazing. I've only met Sara one time in person, and it has been a pleasure getting to know her through her writings about these habits on her blog. I think it is safe to say that she is a highly effective person who is actively seeking to put these habits into play, both personally and professionally. Personal growth is what it is all about, and Sara is on that path.